Hey everybody, welcome back to this final part of our Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Let's Play for the Super NES. I am Drak. Let's finish this up, shall we? So last time we began Doom Castle and we took out 3 of the 4 bosses that we've taken out before, and now we're going on to the 4th. After that, we get to face the Dark King, which Captain Mac was talking about. So that'll be awesome. And in the meantime, people may have noticed that I'm playing a little different now. Yes, this is a long dungeon, so I just bought 99 seeds and went for it. I'm just nuking the living heck out of everything that moves except myself. If some people feel that that has taken the challenge out of the game, you might have a good point. I'm not going to listen to it, because I didn't want to make this an incredibly long 3 to 4 part thing like I did Pazuzu's Tower. So, I'm thinking of you. And they petrified Phoebe. Well, now the nuke is just going to hurt doubly as hard, isn't it? Duh. Of course he healed. Silly. Paralyzed gas tickled. So yeah, we've only got 2 bosses left, guys. This is the last part. I'm excited. You're excited. We've got 2 more bosses to go. We've got the Pazuzu lookalike, or the, I guess, the new and improved Pazuzu. Pazuzu! And then we've got the Dark King. So, Dark King is the final boss, and will take a little bit of time, but aside from that, this is a cakewalk. And in the meantime, guys, you get to watch me just nuke the living heck out of a dungeon. How is this a downside? Apparently that I can't nuke chimeras? Okay, there we go. This is the only pain part of this, is that you have to go through the mazes of each floor. And, yep, that's an essential part of every final dungeon. You will have to go through a little bit of a gauntlet before you fight the boss to test your endurance, to see if you've learned to conserve your items and things like that. And there's our Pazuzu lookalike. So to those who might have been following this, I do a bunch of things. I do the Drak and Shadow channel on YouTube with my brother-in-law Alex. I do a radio program on my college radio station. And in the meantime, I've also been doing like little online reviews on Facebook and other social networking. And I've been going through the Studio Ghibli movies. There's been a little bit of a hiatus because I just barely got moved into my new house. So I started that up this week and finally got to Princess Mononoke. Well, I'd gotten to 2 movies in that time. I'd gotten to Whisper of the Heart and Princess Mononoke. Enjoyed both movies, but I know a lot of friends who were like sitting there going, "Oh, Princess Mononoke is going to be your number 1." And they were kind of disappointed when I said that it wasn't. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong, but my number 1 is Castle in the Sky, and there are reasons for it, and unfortunately Mononoke is a good movie, but it just didn't hit the right notes. So I know I actually got a little bit of flack from my friends about that. You put it at number 2? Over Castle in the Sky over it? Yeah, Castle in the Sky was slightly better to me, sorry. If that hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. And actually, coming up next, over the weekend, I'm going to be doing My Neighbors the Yamadas. So this is probably going to be the only... This is the first one I've done, and probably the only movie out of the Studio Ghibli canon from Isao Takahata. And I'm going to do a review of that. And that'll be going up on all the social networking pretty soon. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. Also, to those who follow the radio station, unfortunately I'm on a bit of a hiatus just because our radio station is moving to a new building, and so we're put on hold until then. I'll keep you posted when things start back up. And to those who don't know, I do that radio station, but I'm also looking to get into iTunes, so that in podcasting format, so you guys can enjoy that too. You don't have to come in on the exact time. Either way, it works. And now we are to Zoo. So now he's gone from being Pazuzu to the artist formerly known as Zoo. Or I'm sorry, the boss formerly known as Zoo. I don't get it. Doesn't matter if I get it now, because he's going down. And this guy does still have a Psych Shield mechanic, so I still have to kind of watch for that. And on top of that, he hits harder, and he's got a much bigger health pool. You know, like usual. The learning curve is working in this RPG. But we're doing a tremendous amount of damage on him, so I'm not really caring. Oh, there we go. Psych Shield. Oh, and we got him to final battle damage, so that's good. So instead of having red eyes, this time he has green eyes. Yeah, because those are so intimidating. Red means stop, Pazuzu. Green means go. I think you're telling them to nuke you. I don't think it matters if he's telling them whether or not telling these people whether or not to nuke him. He's gonna get nuked. Starting now. Oh, come on. Go down, Zoo. There we go. 4 down. So only one boss remains. The Dark King. Huzzah! Alright, I'll cut out the professor voice. You guys are probably getting a lot of it from the Pokemon LP, so. And for those who aren't watching, yeah, we're doing our first fan LP on Drak and Shadow, and it is Pokemon Blue and Yellow. We're starting in Gen 1. And so we're in charge of doing the voices on our respective LPs, and my Professor Oak is the professor. Because why not? Alright, and now we get to go up the final set of stairs to the top of the Focus Tower, or Doom Castle. One of the two. Oh, nice statue. Ding! Benjamin and Phoebe, Knights of Light. We crystals now entrust you with our power. How very kind of you. Wished you would have done this earlier. And one of them was arrows. That's totally useless to me. Thanks, Mr. Statue. 10 seeds again? Kinda useless, dude. Sorry. 20 heal potions. 25. He's just not giving me anything I can use. Alright, now we get to go to the final area of Doom Castle where the Dark King awaits. Dark King, we meet at last! Indeed, and now you will serve me! I don't think so. We won't allow you to ruin our world. With pollution? Alas, silly humans, I must share this with you. That prophecy, ages ago, I started that rumor. Welcome to the power of darkness. Yeah, I'm not taking it seriously. Alright, so just to keep people in the know, Dark King is still kind of a hard fight because it's multiple phases, so I did have to do a couple of attempts, but I spared you. He gets my unbridled wrath, and you get to not have to go through multiple kills, or multiple fights. And you'll also notice that I'm playing a little bit more smart. I'm not just nuking all the way. Oh, how amusing. Is that all you can muster? Because that's always the answer for a final boss. Make more weapons. So at this point, since Phoebe is doing more damage, she's actually being she's doing the damage, and then I'm also setting Benjamin to doing solid heals, because you just want to be prepared in any case. Even if it's minor damage, the next hit could kill you. So I am playing it uber safe and just healing every time. If no damage has been done in that round, then I will have Benjamin throw in another white, but most of the time he's just going to be carrying this whole thing. And I gotta say, really cool stage for final boss. You know, fighting out in space and the cosmos and the eclipsed moon out in the background. That's awesome. Final Fantasy has always known how to make a final boss fight epic. Whether the game was good or not, you will always get a good final boss fight. And he's throwing out just random attacks. And unfortunately, a lot of this is also dependent on luck. So if you get enough bad attacks, it can go against you. Oh, we made him angry. Now, see what I really am! You have more weapons in there? Oh, you're a spider. Alright. So basically, you're from the Harry Potter universe. This is one of the things that actually makes this kind of difficult, is that he will throw out these webs, which, unfortunately, you know, Benjamin has the status coverage. Phoebe doesn't, for some weird reason. I don't know, status coverage in this game is weird, but that's okay. We had to refill her magic so that she can keep nuking. That's fine. We're just gonna have him keep curing, because that's just the best thing to do. I don't want to say this is the final phase, but I don't think it is. That's another thing that's very indicative of Final Fantasy, is multiple phase boss fights. That's always a good idea, because it just adds to more of the epic fashion. Sephiroth wouldn't have been half the villain he was if he was just fighting Sephiroth. If you had to add in that multiple phase. I don't care what anybody says. That's what made that boss fight. The music did it too, but if you just had, you know, Sephiroth in the black coat, you would have had no reason to do the Requiem. Or the big song that came out of it. And we're just playing it safe. And this is where things kind of get repetitive, I'm not gonna lie. Because this is what we do. It may not look like it, but I've got this fight down. I'm so proud of myself. So all we gotta do is wait for Mr. Spider to die. Unless, of course, Phoebe gets confused, and then, you know, we lose a couple of rounds. Or we can lose them that way, too. Oh, look, there we go. Another face, and the bow brought it out. So he went from being a spider to a squid. Because that totally makes sense in evolution. Ouchies. Little spiders hurt in this game. Come on, die, you stupid king. And I just noticed his face. He's got kind of an alien look to him too. Oh my gosh, final boss fights are always intriguing. You're like, wow, they adopted from so many evil things. Alright, it looks like we are totally good as far as damage right now. So I am going to send Benjamin in. No, never mind. I'm going to have him cure. It's good to play safe. And he just attacked me with laser. Now I'm happy I did that. Because this guy gets first pick every time. And he hit me again with his laser. Lasers, because physics is fun. Oh, and that's game. We defeated the Dark King! Huzzah! We defeated the Dark King. Yeah, we already know. Benjamin, it's okay. We already know. At last, it's all over. No, it's not. Clearly, you haven't been part of a Final Fantasy game before. Disguised as a human. So the old man has been a crystal the entire time. Spoilers! Evil can't thrive if you keep hope alive. Use your courage and respect your world. A bright future awaits you now. Go and enjoy all the world has to offer. Thank you, Mr. Crystal Man. Can I get my money back for the coffee? Since you didn't need it? No, seriously, I want my 5 gold pieces back. No? Okay. Not cool with that, but alright. Okay, so now we're just going into the ending, and we get to have closure with almost all the characters, I think. Benjamin, you say the Dark King was the problem, and you beat him? But of course. Say, what's become of Ruben and Captain Mac? They're fine, they already headed home. Well, that's nice of them. Great, sometime I'll drop by and say hi. Because you're a good hero like that. Alright, back to Foresta. You're safe! What are you going to do now? Going to Disneyland, obviously. Hey, maybe you can answer that, Mac. How about lending me that ship? I need a little more adventure in my life. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, Kaylee. Because she's worried about everything. Alright, but let me see if it's still seaworthy. And if you put a dent in it, you're paying for it. Don't forget your cap again. Dude, seriously, he's Jack Sparrow. Forgets his captain's cap everywhere. And now we're back in Aquaria to go into the elaborate cave that Spencer dug out. No, he's working on it. You're still digging, Spencer? Yep, all because of you guys. Yeah, sorry about that. Anybody seen Tristram? We don't care about Tristram. That jerk, he's gone treasure hunting. Yeah, exactly, he's a jerk. Tell him I said hi. No, don't tell him that. You don't need to worry about it, Spencer. Don't worry about it. Now to Fireburg. And we learn about Ruben's pastimes. It's hilarious. Yep, he's part of the band. How's it going? I should have totally done like a rocker voice. Ruben, couldn't be better. Why don't we hang out in this town? Do you still have the hole in your chest? No way, I'm off for more adventure in Captain Mac's ship. At least let me see you off. Maybe this time I won't go into a heart attack. Just saying. The ship's better than new. Awesome. Thanks, Mac. 3 cheers for Captain Benjamin. Hooray! Wait until you see my next invention. The Rainbow Road Das Machina? I don't know. Can you come over again? Have a good trip. Do it up while you're young. I'm not even going there with you. I think I've had all the adventure I can stand. No, I'm just gonna totally be a rocker. How about taking me along? You'll need an expert treasure hunter. You don't know what you're saying, Grandpa. Ah, what a buzzkill. You'll be back in no time. See the world for me. We're going to miss you. You could always join me on the boat. I'm gonna miss you too. Farewell! Huzzah! Yeah, I know, it's kind of a corny ending, so I might as well make fun of it. And off to more adventure we go. But we're not done yet. Because that jerk had to show up. What are you doing here? Yeah, exactly. What are you doing here? I can't resist it when I hear about an adventure. I'm gonna keep an eye on you, kid. No, you're not. That's Benjamin, you nut! You know, I just realized nobody in this game has ever called him Benjamin. Oh, well. So that is the game. I love the ending scene we get here of the ship. That is awesome. 16-bit graphics used at its finest. In final opinion, again, I'm going to kind of go over what I've said before. This is still a good game. And I do recommend it to anybody who has never done an RPG before, because it does teach them the basics. It doesn't matter what type of RPG you're playing. This can even be helpful for people who have played MMOs. I recommended this game to a friend. He played it. He got into Final Fantasy, and then he went into MMOs. I think he's still constantly playing Rift. So this helps all around. Yes, I get the complaints that people have, but I think that people kind of obsess over them. This was not meant for a hardcore Final Fantasy player. This was meant for people starting out. And yes, I've said before, this didn't succeed as well as, say, Pokemon. Pokemon really did what this game couldn't. So, hats off to it. I still love this game. It's still a great game to pull out every now and then when I feel nostalgic. Obviously, because this is my first RPG. I was one of the people this catered to. I didn't learn RPGs until this game. I sat there and watched my brother play games like Ultima and games like the original Final Fantasy. So this was my first chance to get my feet wet, and now I'm a dedicated RPG player. I still will play other games from time to time, but I always go back and want a good RPG to fall back on. So again, great game. I recommend it to anybody who's been watching this LP. If you just want to watch the LP, that's awesome. If not, go play it yourself. You'll enjoy it. You'll get a crack out of the humor in the game. But in the meantime, this is it for the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest LP. Once again, I am Drak. To those who want to know what my next LP is, first of all, I take all suggestions. Leave a comment in the thread below, and I will definitely put it in the list and see if I can do it. But in the meantime, we're going to go towards the next game in the Final Fantasy franchise. I'm going to be tackling the first Final Fantasy game. But I tend to have a love for a different version than you might think. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we go into the next LP of the original Final Fantasy. Once again, I am Drak. Stay tuned. And thanks for watching.